I'm out at our cabin in Kelly, Wyoming, which is about a 20-minute drive north of Jackson Hole, the town. And Kelly is directly east of Grand Teton National Park. And so I came out here to do some work, to do some running, and to do some photography. And on my run this afternoon, I was running down by the Gros Ventre River. And on my way back, I got moosed out, which I got in between two moose on the trail, and I couldn't get through. So I had to detour and go all the way out of my way to get around both of these moose because I didn't want to bother them, and I don't think they're going to leave the trail anytime soon. They were munching on the nice willow trees right by the river, so it was a nice little smorgasbord for them. But I knew that if I came back later this evening with my camera, that sure enough, I'd be able to find them and maybe get some good shots. And sure enough, I did. I cruised down there, kind of hitting on golden hour. And sure enough, there they were, laying in the forest, under the trees. And I spotted one of them that was close by. So I just took my time, got a little bit closer every few minutes, and just really got their trust. What was kind of weird is I think this was a bull moose because you could see the antler starting to grow, which I think is kind of odd that the bull moose was with a younger moose. But I couldn't get a good shot of what I would consider the younger moose because it was further away, and so it could have been the female. Could have been, maybe they were just partners. Anyways, which makes more sense now that I'm talking about it. So I got some good shots and hung out there, and I was able to actually get the trust of the bull moose and get rather close, being conscious that I was not stressing the moose out at all. And I don't think I was. They continued to eat while I was there, and I think it was cool. Anyways, got some good shots. But then I got back to the cabin and I looked up what the moose spirit animal meaning was. And it's strength, determination, and tenacity. And it got me thinking, and I'm just going to give you something to think about over the weekend. Is that a lot of times when we're maybe picking big goals for ourselves in running or in anything, we often hear that, hey, we have to believe in ourselves, or we have to have self-belief that we can accomplish those goals. And I think that's BS. I'm going to call everybody on that. I think if we pick a proper goal, we're naturally not going to have a lot of self-belief around it, because a good goal is something maybe that feels a little unattainable. And if it feels unattainable, there's no way we can have self-belief around it. And that's okay. That's natural. But what we can have is strength and determination and tenacity about the everyday things that we need to do to achieve that goal. We know what we need to do day to day. Sometimes we think too far ahead and think, oh, I have to believe in myself, or I have to believe that I can do this to even consider attempting it or signing up. But again, I feel that this is a flawed thinking that we often get kind of talked into, that, hey, yeah, just have self-belief and it'll happen. Well, I just don't believe that that's possible to have self-belief when we think, hey, maybe that's something that we really will struggle to be able to achieve in a good way. So think about that. Think about how that might relate to your thinking around choosing a big goal, and really not worrying about whether you have self-belief or not, or self-confidence, or whatever word we want to call it. You're not gonna, but again, we can have the strength and tenacity and determination to go after it and see what happens. And to me, that's the bottom line. All we want to do is see what happens. Over and out from Kelly, Wyoming, the cabin, and Jackson Hole, Born to Run World. See you guys.